Hello, welcome back to another Unity 5 tutorial. In the last session, we got our UMA to walk along the path, and it all works. We can set a stop, and our UMA stops, and we can, fiddle around with the loop value to let him walk straight through. We get some locks out at the appropriate timing, so that all works great. And the last thing I wanted to do in regarding our walking events, I wanted to time them based on some daytime input that we get from an asset. So I'm going to use the asset DayAndNightCycle with scattering and m dot dot. Okay, I'm not sure that's the full name, but yeah, we've used that package before. I'm just gonna import it. Just quickly, if you did not follow along my first tutorials, setting the mood 1, 2, 3, then I just want to show you how to easily get this asset working in a scene. So we've got our DayNight cycle folder, and there are some nice prefabs. We have a small map, so we're going to use the prefab for a small map, like so. It's not that small. And we also use the camera rig, so we just remove the main camera, don't need that. Just leave that one. It's just using some special layers, and that's why there's also a render cam, so there are two cameras nested in here, so that's why they use their own camera rig. So let's just see if everything works. This is the important one. We get the time, we can see beautiful sun rising, it's all quite pretty. Yeah, let's work with it. Basically I'm only interested in this value, even though the rest is quite nice. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that right now. Let's have a look how we can work with that without changing the script itself. Better, let's first have a look in the script, the DayNight Controller script. So this is the script, but the most important part for us is this part. We need to see, is there any variable we could use? And there is a float, current time, but it's not a public float. So of course we can have a look if there's any public function that will tell us what time it is, but there is none. So the only value we can work with is a public string, time string, which has this certain format. So that's a bit of a bummer. I would have liked to work with a number value. A float would be fine. But yeah, we cannot do that. Of course, we could change the script, but as soon as there's an update and you just update it, your changes are gone, so better not do that. Okay, so let's head back to Unity and think of how we can do that. The way I want to work with that is, let's close this folder. I want to create a new script, and I call this npc daytime. Now, ultimately, it would be helpful to have this script set on one controlling object that you have in your game scene, game controller, so to speak. And this one would take care of getting the time for everybody else. But yeah, right now this is a bit too much overhead. So we're just going to keep everything contained in that script, and we're just going to apply that script to our NPC object. So let's see. First we need a few variables. we need a current time, I think. Set that to 0, which is going to do it in minutes, so it will be 0, it will be int values, integer values, no floats here. Then we got a string, which is time times string, and we got a DayNight controller. So if you use any other system, then you would need to adjust this accordingly. So in our start function, we need a reference to our DayNight controller. So I'm using a game object here. Game object find. This is obviously not the best way to do this, but since I don't know yet where I will place the script in the game, and this is more for testing purposes, I'm just gonna do it this way. Now I'm a bit confused with the name. Let me just check that I get it right. Yeah, there is an underdash, here is none. Let's just copy the name to be sure, to be safe. I cannot paste in monodevelop, that happens from time to time. Then I won't paste after all. So this is our game object, and if this one is not null, I want to set the controller to game object get component DayNight controller. So we're just doing the check first in order to be able to use this even if the day and night asset is not installed. Of course, we then could not draw out the daytime, but we could still use all the other features we added to our waypoints tool in the last 2 sessions. And in our update function, if our controller is not null, need to check for the same reason here again. Our current time will be, so here we need some function, but let's for now just take controller.time string. Of course that doesn't work right now, we're setting a string to a number. The thing is, if we want to check if we've passed a certain time already, we cannot work with the strings. So we basically need a function to parse our strings. And I decided to write it in a way to just be able to use it in most systems. So I hope that'll work. Time to minutes is the function name, it's public int, and we take in a time string. That's actually not a good variable name. How do we do that? Let's call this time. Or yeah, should be right. So, and now we just need to check a few things. So if time contains, so we're going to use a bunch of string functions here. If you haven't used them before in Unity, here's your chance. If time string contains, sorry, this character, need to use the not this one, but this one. So that is our first check, just to make sure that we're actually having sort of right format. So we have something like a number, a number, some dashes, some space in between maybe, colon, space in between and another number, something like that. Anything like that should work. And of course, if you looked at this one, we have here an AM, and later on it is changed to PM if necessary. So in our script we need to take this into consideration. Let's declare a bool called PM, and this one is false. And we also going to replace all the spaces. Any empty space should be replaced with nothing. So in this line, we're just erasing all spaces. We would have, for instance, here would be 1 for sure. But if you print out the number values, there's actually also going to be 1. It actually looks more like, more like this. So we just remove those spaces here, and then we check if time contains our string AM, then time equals time dot replace. Oh, I did a mistake. Oh, sorry. We'll fix that in a sec. So now the thing you need to know is that replace does not change your string, it creates a new string. So if we don't use the return value, nothing will happen. So here we just assign the return value to the variable in the first place, and that we pass it in the first place. So else if time dot contains, so we need to use an else if statement here, because it could also be possible that we pass in a string without AM and PM. But if there is let's remove those. Doesn't work with as if I've never tried, but I think it should. So bummer. No, of course I need it. So first of all, we want to replace the PM right here. And we also need to set PM, our bool, to true. So now we've done everything with AM, PM, with all the spaces. Now we will actually have a number, something like, this will be our string right now. And that's a good format, we can work with that. Looks alright. So let's take an area of strings. Let's call it sections. It's time.split. And we split it. Like so. Actually here it's important to use the single upper quote, however you call this. Up here would not matter if it's this one, because here we're just looking if the time string contains another string. But here we are looking for a char, and the char is indicated by using those in this case. So here we split it, so we will get 2 strings, and the first string will turn into an int by using another if else short, like so. So if PM is true, then we use sections 0 plus 12. If it's not true, it's AM, we just use sections 0. And then we we'll set the minutes accordingly. Let's just copy that. So with the minutes, there's nothing to do wrong. So, and we return our hours times 60 plus the minutes. And that way we will just have one large int that will represent this entire string. So we just need to return something if we got the wrong statement. So in this case, I'm just going to return 0. Maybe let's put an else here. Yeah, because our function returns an int, and each path within this function, each block needs to return a value. So that's why we return 0. Okay. Now we just need a few more functions to work with. We have a public int time in minutes, return current time, and we need another one, public string time as string, and here we're just gonna do it easy way using the string that's already given to us by the DayNight controller. So if you use a different system and you still need to print it out as a string, then and you just have number values, then you would add in here the logic to parse your number into a string, which would be basically the reverse of this one. Okay, now this should be it for our NPC DayTime script, and we just take this one and put it on our NPC, like so. And now, of course, we need to do something with this script, so we're going to do that in NPC follow path. And in this function, we now need to add a few lines what I showed you right in the beginning, two sessions ago. There was a header called time format and here we just want to keep it simple for now. Of course it would make sense later on to have multiple timed events. For now we just have one. We just have one string time that could be an array, what you slowly empty out as the timed events have been called, something like that. NPC DayTime. Okay, and we're just gonna get a reference in our start function. So all this is more or less arbitrary because I'm using the NPC DayTime, the DayNight controller, this asset. If you have another asset, you need to change all this. Transform.parent get component NPC DayTime. Actually not if you, sorry that was wrong. If you place the DayTime object somewhere else on a single controlling object, then all this needs to be changed, and yeah, you might want to reconsider putting that somewhere else as well. I don't know. For now, we just place it right in here, and the only place where we need to change something is in our update function, because we just want to check regularly if a time event has happened. So we check first if the bool is enabled, that means there is a timed event. And then we need to check if datetime, time in minutes, that's the function we just wrote to parse the string from our asset. If this one is larger than datetime, time 2 minutes, time. Now I'm confused. Let me just check quickly. Oh yeah, sorry. Here we have our time string. So this is the one we declared publicly. So we can place in a string in here. And this one will be parsed to minutes, one integer. And this one will be evaluated over the current time of our game. So the first thing we need to do inside this if block is turn time event to false, since we only got one timed event and this one just happened, or just happens, so we don't have any other. We could log it out here as I did, so let's just do that to see something nice. Timed event at, here we just get the current time. Time is string. Yeah, something like that. So just to clarify that quickly, why I'm using greater than rather than equals, because I do not fully know in what steps our DayNight controller counts up the time. So just to be safe, not that the steps are too large and I would just miss it by a minute and then my event wouldn't fire. I want to use a greater than, just to make sure that the event gets triggered. And here is something wrong with my brackets, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, and now as for the walking, the thing is, we only call this function if we press the button in our inspector. So if this one has not been pressed, it could be that our waypoint script is still null. And if this is the case, then we just want to call our initPath function. If this is not the case though, then we target the next waypoint. Because then that means everything is set, our character already walked a bit, and in this case we just want to walk further. That would be the equivalent for just pressing the button in this case. So, and with that, we are finished, I believe. Oh no, we got an error. Still, because I did not fix that one. Sorry about that. Here, of course, we need to put in our function. So every time in our update function, we check if there's a controller. If there is, then we will parse the string that is passed on by the asset, parse it into a number, and assign this number here. Sweet. The error is gone, and I hope it all works now. We need to navigate to our UMA object, scroll down to our NPC follow path script, enable the timed event, and right now our asset starts at start time 4.5, I believe that's 4:30 or something like that. So yeah, just let's use something like 6:30. and we can look at the time. It is 6:30 and our Uma just keeps on, starts walking. Very nice. Now we still want to check if it also works if our Uma walked already. Let's change the time to 7:30 and hit start. There's our Uma. I just let him walk over here. Let's see to check that we're still on. It worked, but not the way I wanted it to. Our Uma is just a bit too slow. I'm just gonna crank up his speed to 0.8 and start again. Just hit walk now. Now let's look at the time. Yeah, now this time he's early. At 7:30, he just decided to walk further. Nice. So this is what we tried to achieve, and it works, so that's good. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure yet what will come in the next sessions. I'm actually a bit stuck on animations. So yeah, I guess we will all be surprised what the next session will bring in our characters series. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you have any suggestions, any recommendations, or yeah, anything really to place in the comments, feel free to write something. Like and subscribe, and see you later. Bye.